Baby bet, ayy, couple racks, ayy, couple Grammys on him, couple plaques, ayy, that's a fact, ayy, throw it back, ayy, and this one is for the champion. Ain't lost since I began, yo. Funny how you said it was the end, yo. Then I went did it again, yo. I told you long ago on the road, I got what they waiting for. Get your soul, just tell them I ain't laying low. You was never really rooting for me anyway. When I'm back up at the top, I wanna hear you say, you don't run from nothing, dog. Get your soul, just tell them that the break is over. Need a couple number ones. Need a pack on every song. Need me like one with Nicky now. Tell a rap nigga I don't see it, huh. I'm a pop nigga like Bieber, huh. I don't fuck bitches, I'm queer, huh. But these nigga bitches let me deal, yeah. Ayy, oh, let do it. I ain't fall off, I just ain't release my new shit. I blew up, and everybody trying to sue me. You call me Nas, but the hood call me Doobie. And this one is for the champion. Ain't lost since I began, yo. Funny how you said it was the end, yo.
All right, welcome into another edition of NFT Live. We're about to get after it today. We're bringing you the news from around the NFT industry, around the metaverse, and packaging it into one episode. So NFT Live, aka Mechaverse Holders United, aka Supducks LLC, aka Crypto Dick Butts Anonymous, aka Super Yetis Club, Investors, Long-Term Investor Club. Guys, NFTs, man, I just love them. But what's going on, Buffalo?
I'm glad you do, man. You're the perfect guy to be hosting a show with me then on NFT Live. That we do this twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays, and there is a lot to talk about. We have an amazing couple of guests that are going to come on here and talk about their project, The Divine. Shout out to everybody who is in the audience from that community. We are going to break that down here in a second, but first we're going to break down just the vibe of what is going on in Ladz City, man, and just how you been, Q. How was your weekend? You're rocking a hat right now that's worth 5 wins and 1 loss. How about them boys, bro?
It's true. How about them boys, man? Trayvon Diggs is actually the best cornerback in the NFL. Personal Corner just said that Trayvon's working with Dez Bryant and Money Mac. They're going to be like Trayvon's going to be one of the first athletes under that brand. So shout out to them. Shout out to We Them Boys, man. It's been a while since I can say we got a chance to win it all. So I don't know.
You do.
Gonna be watching this. Your Seahawks, though, huh?
I don't want to talk about it. Moving on.
Okay. We won't talk about it. Guys, I just dropped the link in the chat to Twitter. If you can share the episode out, if you can share the YouTube link, if you can like and comment and subscribe, it helps the channel. Make sure that comment section is lit today. It's always a better episode when you guys have that going on. So Buffalo mentioned a little bit of it. We do have Chemical Messiah and Viggs waiting in the wings to talk about the Divine drop that's happening relatively shortly. We'll get to that here in the next 2 or 3 minutes. We have some Ladz City updates. And here's the NFT updates for today, guys. We've got Aavegotchi with a big Metaverse land sale. We've got Steam and Epic Games coming out, taking a little bit of a adversarial approach. So Steam came out and banned some NFTs or potential projects, Age of Rust, I believe. And then we also have Epic Games coming out and saying, hey, we actually, we're okay with a little bit of NFTs on the platform. We have Aurory coming out with the IDO. We have a PFP project on Flow, Vogu, FTX Marketplace, Pegaxy, Doodles, Whale Announcement, Galaxy Flight Club, and then we're going to end the episode talking about is the NFT bull market over. I'm sure we'll talk about this with Viggs and Chemical Messiah as well because they had some comments, but, is it over, man? Did Mechaverse just signal the end? I don't know.
Mecha wrecked, bro. I'm mecha wrecked right now on that one.
Yeah, I mean, guys, if you're holding Mechaverses, we're here to console you. If you want to call in and tell us how much you're down on your Mechaverse, we are down as well. We are holders. So, yeah, it is what it is. There's a lot of projects that are wrecked right now, but, the blue chips, I think, are going to do well here long term. We always knew there was going to be a little bit of a mini pullback, but, yeah. So I kind of laid out the rundown. I want to give a quick shout out to the people in the chat. I'm seeing DJ Savage, Loadmaster, Choina, Hash Rhymes, Chantel, Marty McFly, Gina, The Upland Action NFT News is in the house. Luxio, Curtis, Xplow, just everyone's lighting up the chat. So I appreciate it, guys. This is going to be an excellent episode here. I think we're gonna start here with a little bit of Ladz City news. What's the Ladz City news here related to a new show that we have on the network, Buff?
Yeah, so we have another director on the network, by the way. Huge shout out to our uncle, your uncle, my uncle, and everyone's neighborhood uncle, Fun Uncle, who is directing the show Art Starts Now, which they just had their beta recording on Saturday. Just like a lot of NFT projects, you know, there's different modes. And we have Gifted, Lolo Menthol, and Whoa Boy! And they are all the hosts. And then we have the director and co-host Fun Uncle, who is also cutting up the show. The show it's in its baby infancy mode, man. It's definitely coming together. Very excited for them. It's every Saturday. They're actually recording one today for Saturday. They're getting ahead of it right now, so they make sure that every Saturday they can have some shows as the show develops. I'm very excited for it. Huge shout out to them. They came in through the DBs, Nifty Castle, man. They've come on the show as a guest, and now they are hosting a show here on the network. I love to see that, and I love to see the development of it, man. It's going to be a fun show to watch, get off the ground, and they have their first live guest today that we're going to be doing, live to tape, that they'll be recording an interview. So the show's really coming together.
Yeah, man, I want to give a big shout out to Bitlectro Labs, but also the DB's crew. I mean, finding these awesome teams to work with and collab with on a deeper level, that's what we want to do here in Ladz City. So speaking of DBs, we want to give a big shout out. They had a live event with Oni Force, I believe, or at least a derivative. I'm not, privy on, I'm not in LA. So I'm not cool enough to attend these parties, but they did have a party collab that we have some video for that we could play. But shout out to Nifty Castle, DBs. You guys are killing it there on Art Start Now. Who's that guy?
Who that guy? I know that guy.
Look at the Oni Force mask. I love this. So they had this party in LA this past week. They worked with Oni Force there and collab with them. I love DBs, man. And we wouldn't be working with them on a deeper level if we didn't think that they had an awesome vision and were just legit people, always trying to push the space forward.
Yeah. Perfect vibe for this tribe, which is our slogan here in Ladz City, our vibe, our tribe. And they came in right away with the type of vibe that we're all about. So it just makes a lot of sense. And I'm just jealous I haven't hung out with anybody in real life in this space yet. And
you're slacking, Buff.
I'm slacking a lot, man. I'll get it together one of these days.
All right, we have a couple more Ladz previews, but I did want to get to a sponsor on today's episode. And then we do have the Divine. They're waiting in the wings. I know we have some community members here that want us to kind of move it along here. But I do want to touch on Uniqly.io. They are the sponsor on this month's network. So the network shows. So they just released this new website here. So a new user interface here. They are launching their marketplace, their official marketplace tomorrow. So we definitely want to hit on them today. They're attacking digiphysical, as you can see here. So you'll get a physical item that has an NFT certificate essentially attached to it via a QR code. You can see they've been working with these different projects here. So you see Bryson, Crypto Stash. You see NFT Hub there. Looks like they got an NFT NYC collection as well. So really, I mean, this is a top level development team here. And we're going to be working with them to launch our NFT Live as well as Ladz City merch as well. So big shout out to Uniqly. That marketplace is launching tomorrow as well. So yeah, big shout out to that team.
Oh, hell yeah. And I'm loving the partnership. I'm very excited for getting some swag representing Ladz City and all of the shows on the network. For anybody who's following any shows, like anybody wants to rock a Hawaiian shirt representing Fun Uncle, I could see that going through Uniqly. So very excited for the long-term collaboration with Uniqly and what they're doing in this space.
Awesome, man. All right, well, we have one more Ladz City like update here for you guys, and then we will get to the Divine interview. Let's hit this one, Buff, and then let's move into Divine.
Yeah, so we were just talking about how Buff has no life and he hasn't been hanging out with anybody in real life, but I have been partying in the Metaverse. And let's go and take a look at what went down on Friday. Bitlectro Dream Loops / Ladz City's Metaverse party, one of two this month. We'll be doing another one on the 30th or the 31st. This is actually what went down. Look at this. I mean,
Whoa.
People were going nuts. I don't see a lot of cell phones right there. I see one guy there, but everyone was just in it. And then it got crazier, man. People were moving and grooving. This is like max capacity. I don't know how crypto voxels look so real right now, but look at all of those Ladz and Bitlectro Dreamers and Video Dream Loops. These guys were rocking and rolling. And then we just got crazy and crazy. I mean, look at how they're moving, man. And then all of a sudden, where are we? NFT Arcade? No, we're in the Metaverse. Oh my God, Mind Warp. Look at how many people showed up for the Metaverse party. People were flying all around. We had a lot of amazing DJs, myself included. DJ Press Play, I like to go by, where I just hit play and let other DJs mixes, rock and roll for everyone. The Dreamers were on hand along with Adam Metas. Had a lot of awesome DJs showing up. Huge shout out to DJ Gables, who is the CEO and creator of Dream Loops and Bitlectro. And man, we were going to be doing another party in the Metaverse for Halloween. We might even get a little spooky and change the theme, make it night mode, and everybody can show up and dress up, and there'll be contests. There'll be, of course, we're going to be doing the Thriller dance. I mean, that's just a gimme, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you missed out on any of the Metaverse parties, they're only getting bigger. So you might need to upgrade your computer as well. It's getting crazy out there, and I'm loving it, man. And I definitely want to see you on the dance floor, bro. I think it's time. I think it's time for you to get back out there, man.
Listen, I got my chain. I got my nine-tailed fox that I like to wear in CryptoVox. I don't know why I bought that, but listen, I ride him in the Metaverse a little bit. So Crypto Voxels, we are going to do that Halloween spooktacular. Shout out to Gabe for coining that term. That'll be near the end of the month, I believe, literally the 30th or 31st. So stay tuned for that. Guys, thanks for showing up. I mean, that was one of the bigger parties I've seen in the Metaverse. So
it's getting bigger
without
every
further,
time.
yeah. It literally is. So really, really cool events that we're able to put on. Guys, without further ado, we are going to get into the interview portion of today's episode. We have the Divine. They have an upcoming drop. I love the art. I love the lore that they're building behind the project. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, guys. We want this show to get popping. You guys are already really making it happen here in the chat, but it definitely helps if you guys share the video out on Twitter and to your friends. So without further ado, let's do it, man. Our vibe, our tribe. All right, hell of a trailer. Guys, we have Viggs and Chemical Messiah in from the Divine. We're going to talk all these, this project and all these different assets that they have for this drop. Guys, welcome into the Metaverse Holders Hotline. How are you doing today in NFTs?
How's it going? I feel so official coming in after that video.
Right.
Pretty sick. It's such a letdown coming in after that video. I mean, like, it's like it's so epic, and then it's just like our faces, and we're just like, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, yeah, let's talk about that narrative though, man. I want to jump right in, and we'll talk about the Divine. But you guys are a Docs team. You guys have your faces out there. That's important for you. That was a narrative you guys were playing on. So tell me about your team and everything you've assembled up to this point.
Yeah, so it originally started. I don't want to jump too far back in the history of the NFT space, but I guess basically there's not much history there to begin with. But my sister and I have been in the NFT space for a while. My sister being Fintus, she's like the lead artist for the project, the lead project manager, and I sort of followed her footsteps in the community. And I've been a developer, she's been an artist, and obviously the NFT space is a collision of those two forces. So we finally decided, hey, we should probably do a project together, and behold the Divine. In terms of the story, there's really no cool origin story for what the Divine is and how it came to be. it was sort of just a drunken idea that fledged itself out deeper and deeper. And I brought it up to her. She said, wow, this can actually work, and she started sketching and doing some mock-ups, and I said, okay, yeah, this could definitely work. This would kill it. And I started delving out the lore a little bit more, the story a little bit more, something that made sense for a community, not just like a story with unique separate characters, but as a whole. So yeah, that's basically how it started. Not much of a huge origin story, but in terms of transparency, that's pretty much the number one thing we wanted to do moving into this space. One of the biggest problems we found with the NFT community was that people like to hide behind profile pictures, especially people that were leading communities and projects, which didn't really make sense. And why wouldn't you want to reveal who you are, especially to a community that looks up to you for information all the time, dates and just community events, and you're still hiding behind a profile picture. And these are people that are giving you their money, essentially. So it doesn't make any sense that you don't want to give your money to someone you didn't know who they were and what they were planning to do for you in the community. So we said, hey, we have nothing to hide. We're not going to rug pull you, or whatever that term is. We're here to serve you, community, and build this project out together from the beginning. So that's been our go-to. Like, hey, we're here. This is our face, and we're not going anywhere. We have nothing to hide. So.
Yeah, Cam, you've been in charge of the art direction on the project, right? And we have a bunch of assets that we can show, but I want to kind of get your take on the art direction within the Divine. So as it relates to the art on this project, kind of break that down for us while we kind of share the assets that you guys have, displayed for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to take all the credit, but I can't. Alien Queen is a huge part, along with Fintis and even Luxio and Figs. We're all, chatting in our mod chat. We send pictures back and forth, making sure that the art fits perfectly, that every asset is going to fit on the face right, that the layers are fitting right. I mean, we literally were talking last night until like 2 o'clock in the morning, making sure that layers are fitting right and colors are hitting skin tones correctly. And I mean, we're going to be working up until the last minute, making sure that everything gets rolled out perfectly, and that everyone's happy with their Divine, and that it sits alone as a one of one, but also sits in a bigger part of the collection.
This is amazing. So can you guys break down what the kind of theme is from this project? I'm definitely seeing a lot of amazing women. So I'm taking this as a full woman project. Is there lore behind this? Is there a deeper meaning behind it?
So we didn't want to go saying like, hey, this is another woman profile picture project. But we did want to stress what Fintis was really good at, and that was very traditional human-like paintings and hand-drawn digital paintings. So we said, okay, how can we get the best of both worlds there? And that was sort of creating these beings that looked feminine according to Fintis style, but also were able to reflect a fantastical and crazy story that a community would love, and something that we could build on pretty much forever. So the lore here is that there are a few tiers in the Divine. The first tier being the most, we don't like to say the most common, but it's the one that would appear the most in the collection. And those are the Vindicators. And the Vindicators have a blue tempered skin. They have eyes that have pupils. And they were, in terms of the story, they were souls that were ripped from the Ark. And the Ark we can get into in a little bit. But their souls were torn from the Ark because there was an eradication coming. There was this great fire that was threatening the heavens, which is where the Divine comes from. So the Ark tore itself apart into these mortal pieces to stand against the fire and hold them off and fight and grow stronger separately. So that's what those Vindicators are. They're actually mortal compared to the rest of the beings that reside in the heavens. The second tier would be the Apostles, and those are the more pink skins. And they come from, they were mortal. They did live lives on Earth and whatever other realm they may have come from. They could have even been male. But once they were brought to the heavens, the Ark decided they were so benevolent in life, whatever they were good at, they decided to stress and make stronger. So the apostles have these imbued abilities that sort of enhance the abilities they were using in their life. So you'll be seeing that in the properties and in their names on the artwork itself. We don't want to reveal too much what the traits are and some of the stuff they're wearing, but it does apply to the story and what their abilities actually are. The tier past that is the royalty, and the royalty were apostles that ended up visiting, facing the fire itself. So that's why they're blinded. They were tortured. They had seen something they should have not seen. And the idea behind the royalty is that they have something to hide because they've seen something they shouldn't have. And that will come later after we launch. There'll be some utility there with the royalty. The next tier after that are the Valkyrie, which are 10 unique 1/1s. They came from a place called the Void, which is somewhere the divine don't know much about at all. Even the fire, they don't know much about it. But they did come to the Ark and said, hey, there's another eradication coming. And that's what we're building this launch around, that there's another eradication coming. So you better have your divine prepped up for this thing. And we have a lot in store for that. So the Valkyrie are cool in the sense that they are each harnessing an elemental power. So we did reveal a couple of them in the last few days. We revealed the corruption one, the water one, and the ice one. And we plan on revealing 3 more up until launch. So these are unique 1/1s. There's 10 of them. The next level is the Trinity. These are sort of the higher end rulers of the fire, the heavens, and I guess we can call it purgatory. We don't want to reveal too much there yet. But then there's the Ark, which is the single 1/1 that we have up at the very, very top of the divine. That's as much as I'm revealing right now. It's a complete 1/1 piece. It's its own tier. And you'll just have to see when we reveal what the Ark actually is. So,
yeah, getting a lot of great comments from the community here.
I off there on the tiers, but I did the best I could in summing it up.
Honestly, man, I love it. The community's coming through saying the art's incredible. I do want to touch on the roadmap and kind of the gamification stuff that you guys talked about. But Kem, I want you to kind of hit on the community development that's happening before the project even launches. You guys have your pre-sale upcoming in like the next 2 or 3 days, I believe. Definitely hit us with the details there. But the community building that's happening before the project even launches, how has that been going up to this point?
Yeah, it's been incredible. When I started in the NFT space, my whole goal was building community. So when I saw this project and they approached me, I was like, this is a no-brainer. I mean, the story's amazing, the art's incredible, and you can easily build a community around this lore that they have. We're gonna have in the Discord right now. We have individual channels based off of your pre-sale role, and already you can see people are super stoked depending on what pre-sale role they got. And just seeing the excitement just makes us want to make sure that we deliver the best possible project, best possible community that we can for all of you guys. And that's our goal going forward. And like Big said earlier, we're here for the long term. So we got a lot of things coming up on the roadmap that's gonna have utility for those pre-sale roles. So if you're a prophet, we have stuff coming up on the roadmap that's going to be profit only, and we have mystic only stuff too, so we can reward those early community builders that are so integral to building up this collection.
This artwork is amazing. So I've got some assets that you guys sent me here. Can you guys go over the process of creating these? Is every one of these NFTs hand drawn?
Yeah, we have to give the credit to Fintis. This is all her. This is her traditional art style. This is a unique generative project in the sense that literally every layer is traditionally hand drawn in Procreate. We wanted to avoid a zoo animal or whatever. We want to bring something that you would actually enjoy having as your profile picture, and something that you could enjoy having sit in your wallet, and not just you're looking at a cockroach with sunglasses or something. So we wanted Fintis art to really come
I
to
can't
light
wait
here.
for that
All
PFP cockroach sunglasses.
It's coming now.
That's a crypto dick butts.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah, right.
shout out there.
Yeah, I mean the layers here are the amount of layers I have on my computer generating this stuff is just ridiculous. Chantel, who is Fintis, she's been absolutely killing it. The detail is insane. These files are large, so when we do finally generate the high quality images for you, it's going to be very, very high quality. But
awesome.
yeah, this is her process. She draws traditional lifelike humanoid people, and we decided to add a fantastical twist to it. And it was a lot of stretching in terms of generating in the code. It's not your typical stack one layer on top of the other. There's a lot of layers here and a lot of unique attributes that have to behave a certain way in a certain situation. Hair is resting over the jewelry a certain way. The crowns have to sit on hair only if it's this type of hair. And it's very, very specific. But despite being specific, they are extremely unique. There is not going to be a uniqueness problem with this collection. There are so many layers and colors and pieces that we haven't even revealed yet in this artwork. There's people will be glad to know that there's also very, very rare attributes we haven't revealed at all that will make their divine stand out and be valuable. And that's something we want for the community too. You know, we want it to build with them when they mint. You know, we want this to increase in value. Let's not be coy. Like this is a very, very prestigious collection in terms of comparing to other types of generative PFP projects. I mean, the art here is like any one of these could be a hand-drawn artistical piece, and you wouldn't even know it was part of a collection of 8,888, right? So that was one thing we also wanted to take care of, is that the uniqueness was there. All the layers made sense. There was no issue in layers falling on top of each other a certain way or something looking weird. Every single one has its own special look to it, you know, that you would enjoy, not something that you would, you know, on reveal day, you're like, this color's weird or something like that. But yeah, I have to give credit to Fintis because this is all her doing. You know, she made it easy for the developers. She thought ahead in terms of how the layers were going to fall on top of each other. And it was just, even internally with the team, it was a very, very well thought out. We're very planned in terms of generating and drawing. So it just worked. It just worked. And we still have a lot to do, but we're very, very excited for launch. And it's coming up. Yeah, 3 days. So.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You have the pre-sale on October 22nd. Launch is going to be on the 23rd. Buffalo, I'm going to ask you to pull up the roadmap as well, and we'll kind of end the interview, the highlight session here of the project, looking at the roadmap and the upcoming details, how somebody can get involved. So if you guys could break that down, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so just for the sake of time, you guys can definitely check out this roadmap on our website and on the Discord, but to break it down quick for you, sort of this top block here is what we plan on doing immediately upon sellout and upon launch. Obviously, we're going to be handling our allocations responsibly. We're going to have a community wallet that will be used for community events and stuff like that. We'll also be making sure we're taking care of our community. We'll be making art purchases on fellow artists within the community as well. And we also do plan on allocating an amount of Ether to a donation to a charity of the community's choice. So details will come later after we launch. We're also going to be having community events such as the Sky, which is going to be sort of our weekly hosted talk show where we'll have community members come on and they can show their art and stuff like that. And of course, we have a bunch of partnerships. I mean, even Kem and Alien Queen, who are part of the project, they are phenomenal artists themselves. They're going to be dropping 1/1s for our divine holders as well in the future. So that's sort of what's going to happen at the top there. The preparation is what we like to call the period between now and generation 2. So yes, every divine will get a unique companion. We don't want to give the details of what they look like now, but they're very cool. We have some mock-ups for them. They are coming. They will be unique based on the tier and the properties that they have, and also the abilities that your divine has. To arms is the same exact situation, except it's a weapon. So you're going to have a weapon and a companion as we lead into Gen 2, and there's a reason for that. The Aegis is a special shield, uniquely designed for each tier that goes to every prophet. So there's 500 prophet roles in our Discord. Every prophet that has a divine will receive the Aegis. That's all I can say about that. Royalty reveal. So like I was talking about earlier, the royalty have bandages on their face, and they have it for a reason. They saw something they shouldn't have seen, but they may be hiding something. So you will be able to burn your royalty divine, and what you're actually doing is burning their bandages, and you will receive your royalty back, but in a different form. So let's just say that. The Arc's Elixir, I do not want to say anything about that, but it is probably the coolest thing in the preparation. I'm excited to talk more about that once we launch. And then obviously the Eradication is Gen 2. It's going to be a completely separate collection in unison with the Divine. They are the masculine version of the Divine, except they are from the fire. So they are the combatants of the heavens. And if you have a Divine already, you may be able to receive a eradicated masculine version. We don't have a name for it just yet, but yeah, that's Generation 2. That's what's coming up.
Damn, that is a complete breakdown. I'm going to let Buff kind of finish out here as well. But guys, Kem, do you have anything that you want to add on to that as it relates to kind of the future of the project? And then we'll let you guys get out of here.
No, I'm just excited. As you can see, a lot of what we're doing is we're leaving it up to the community, because that's such a big part of the project, obviously, is the community. So, we're leaving a lot of things up to them, where we're going to let them vote on pieces we buy for our vault and the charity that we donate to. We really just want to stress community, and that's another reason why we're 100% doxxed and have our faces out there, have our Twitters out there, so you guys can follow us and we can follow you guys back, so we can just create this great community and grow together.
That's the way to do it, man. Community first, and you guys will go a long way if you build it that way. And I love, there's a lot of, you wanted to say stuff, you can't say it yet. There's the venture with the Divine Project, I can tell, is going to be awesome. And I wish you guys all the best, man. I can tell from just the vibe, and especially putting your guys' self out there and being doxxed, building that trust within the community. That's what we do here in Ladz City as well. It's massive, and you guys are going to go really far with that. So I wish you both the best, man. I love the artwork too, and shout out to Fintis for that. I mean, the stuff looks amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot for having us on.
Community. We're 100% with you guys on that.
Right on, man.
Yeah,
right on.
Yeah. That's our two big things: great art and transparency. That's all you need. So, thanks for having us on, guys. I really appreciate it.
Hey, last thing, fellas, you guys, we appreciate the giveaway that you guys are working with us on too. Obviously, if you're watching NFT Live, you're part of the Ladz City community, you are going to get access to a lot of the things that we get access to. So one of these is going to be a Twitter giveaway. So we have a pre-sale spot that you can go to. I pinned the actual link that you can go there and enter the giveaway following those rules. And then we have one pre-sale spot that we're going to give away to a Noble in Ladz City, as well as one full NFT asset that we're going to give away to a Noble in Ladz City. So guys, thank you so much for making that available for us as well. We love collabing with teams like you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
All right, man.
Take care, guys. Wish you all the best.
Later, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having us.
Peace. Cue that artwork, man. That's so good.
Yeah. Somebody was asking about like a physical piece there, that they would look really well on like a physical canvas. Yeah. I think that was a great point.
Yeah. I'm curious too where the inspiration with the art, like if there is somebody walking around that looks exactly like that, because it's just so realistic. You know, I can barely draw a stick figure, so for people to draw a realistic person with that structure, man, blows me away. Can
we pull up my screen real quick? Can we please get an artwork? We need Fintis to recreate this, but have it be buffalo. So we get a full buffalo. You have to wear that as well, Buff. You have to wear that.
I would.
Yeah, big shout out to the Divine crew, man. Again, we love working with great teams in the space. So they seem like they had the right kind of model and kind of ethos in the way to go about it. So especially right now, right? Like people are, I saw Exported SA was talking about, Metaverse and how things are not going really well for a lot of these anonymous projects. It's important to have teams at this stage of the NFT market. Not saying that not saying that anonymous teams are going to just completely flop, but your chances are probably better long term if you're working with a docs team and things like this. So
no doubt. I mean, you think about the process too, right? The raising of all the capital that you get for the project always comes right away after the art's dropped. And some of that art could be outsourced, so the artist isn't even part of that team. And then you just have an anonymous team that's just trying to get as much money up front and then peace out with promises they never fulfill. So when you have a docs team like this, dude, the trust is there right away. Like, these people's reputations are on the line. And I love seeing that.
All right, let's not hurt our Metaverse bags too much, guys. Let's keep it together here for the rest of the episode. We do have the remainder of the full NFT Weekly News section. There has been a lot that's been going on. Extremely, really packed week of NFT stuff. We had marketplaces launch. We have IDOs coming up. Just kind of a run-of-the-mill week, though, in the NFT space as it relates to now. We are going to talk market dumps here as it's related to kind of like prices and floor prices here in the NFT space. But drop your comments. Let us know what projects we should be talking about. Let us know how your Metaverses are doing and how your, dick butts are doing and things like this. But yeah, Buff, anything you got here before we start the remainder of the episode?
Yeah, by the way, Crypto Dick Butts is a PFP NFT project for anyone who doesn't know what the hell Q is saying today.
Run the trailer. Do we have a trailer?
I did have the trailer. I have to go find it. Damn it, I took it down. But I'll bring the. I know. I'm not always ready, sir. I do apologize to everybody watching. But yes, Crypto Dick Butts. That is the actual project. It's not just slang thrown around by Q here, but. Yeah, man, we've got ourselves a really packed rest of the episode. The NFT space, I mean, you weren't here on Friday, man, and me and Fun Uncle, we could have went for a couple hours as well. It is not slowing down. It's only speeding up in this space. And whether it's FUD or FOMO, it's all fantastic. I'm loving it, man. I'm just loving what's happening in this space. And as long as people aren't getting too greedy or too crazy with their investments and not gambling with any money they can't lose, and they have patience in this too. I mean, we got a lot of things coming down the pipeline, not just for art NFTs, but gaming NFTs, my friend. The Metaverse is starting. I mean, Sandbox. Maybe one of these days they're going to open up. We're going to play in there. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, it looks like we have viewers that are much better at the financial advice and or financial aspect of these NFTs because they're actually selling their mechas for like 7 ETH before reveal, Buff. So what do we know? I don't know. We're just up here. Yeah, clearly not. Yeah. All right, so here we go. We are hopping into the NFT Weekly News. We are going to start with an awesome hype trailer for Aavegotchi. This team could do no wrong, in my opinion. This team ships like nobody's business. I mean, they just absolutely get after it. They are having a land sale here in the next 2 weeks, and it's going to be really interesting for a couple of different reasons. But let's run that hype trailer, and then we'll get into the weekly news.
Nine there were, and 9 there shall be. Heed the warnings of the ancient tree. Great fortunes hang in the balance. Forgotchi kin who prove their valiance.
Yeah, I loved Kem's comment there. Whenever we have like a dope trailer and then we come back to our faces,
Right.
it's like, all right, how do we follow that one up? But
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
That was dope. That was Gotchi Kin too. I really like that. That gave me some chills, man. That was good stuff.
Yeah, there was a look at some liquidators there as well at the end of the video there, which are going to be like the PvP aspect of Gotchiverse and everything Aavegotchi. I mean, what we've seen with Aavegotchi up to this point is it was collectible based. They introduced some gamification where you can like pet your Gotchi. Really, I got to give credit to Choina here for being involved in that ecosystem and keeping us up to date. I do have a little tweet actually from Choina as well that shows you how much Aavegotchi is addicted to shipping. This is top NFT projects by developer activity. Aavegotchi right up there, almost with Flow and Decentraland. I mean, that is huge. Like, these are teams that are just getting after it. So shout out to Flow and Decentraland as well. You see Engine there, NFTX, but Aavegotchi definitely standing right there with the amount of commits. And it should be noted too that Flow is like a bunch of different projects because that's a whole protocol. So Aavegotchi is right up there. Team is absolutely fantastic. The land sale we need to get to right now though. This is happening this Halloween. They are, Buffalo, having the bid to earn auction again. So if you know nothing about this land sale, one, land is always probably a good bet as it's related to the NFT space. I mean, unless you're in like a complete unknown project that is launching some land sales, you're going to do pretty well on land, especially land that yields different assets, which we'll touch on here in a second. But you remember the bid to earn aspect that we talked about with a couple of the Realm sales that they had, correct?
Yeah.
Do you remember that bid to earn system?
It's been a minute. Forget everything from yesterday.
So they had one of their portal sales on the bid to earn system, which meant if you bid, let's say 100 Ghost, and then someone came in and bet or auctioned 105 Ghosts to win that auction, you actually received a little percentage, so that even though you lost, you actually won some Ghost. And they ended up paying out like millions of dollars just with this bid to earn system, and it's being implemented now on this land sale. So if you don't even want a parcel here, a Realm parcel, you can still earn by participating in this auction model. So that's what's happening. This is going to be on October 28th, Thursday, October 28th. You're going to have the locations here, so we can pull that up. Let me see if I could zoom in a little bit. So you see the Gotchiverse here, a little bit of the lore, but this portion here is what's going to be available for sale. So you can see the Citadel is going to be available. There's going to be some gamification aspects of this where you're going to be able to get the parcels that are going to be near certain deposits. So you can see that parcels next to or adjacent to Alchemica deposits will be farming boosters indicated on the auction dashboard. So those are going to be the ones, like if you think about Sandbox Buff, those are going to be the ones that, at least back in the day, when you're next to Atari or you're next to, these big pieces, those are going to be the ones that go for higher amounts. So there you can see the sizes here as well: 8x8, 16x16, 32x64. What the gotchis look like in comparison to these parcels, and then the biggest part, the play to earn model, right? So Alchemica is essentially a mix of 4 different ERC20 tokens: FOMO, KEK, Alpha, and FUD. And you're going to be able to actually yield this based on where your lands are in adjacent to these Alchemica deposits. So I know that's a bunch. There's a bunch to break down. It's one of the reasons why, in my opinion, Gotchi is hard to get involved in, because it's such a huge project. But that's also a good place to kind of get your thoughts as well on just this entire thing.
It's so big. That's why we have an Aavegotchi guild here in Ladz City. These projects that are so massive, there's so many game theories. A lot of people can drop alpha, or their strategies on whether they're holding what, or if they're getting ready to bid at this level. And I'm seeing a lot of comments, Stamina and Choina, saying, man, they love being outbid. Outbid me, sir. It's a different model, right? It's definitely one of those where you can actually benefit from being outbid. So I think that's such an interesting model. And I'm seeing a lot of different launches now, whether it be land or NFT, PFP projects, where they're trying to rethink that it's not just whitelisting anymore. There has to be something different here to allow a lot of people to come together, but in a fair model. that those who really want to pay top dollar can pay it, and those who want to be evolved and see what happens do that as well. So I'm loving to see these different styles. I really am.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. The distribution method is genius. We're going to touch on the Aurory IDO here in a second as well. But this distribution method with the play to earn mechanic, if you want to get outbid by anybody, at least you get paid for it, right? So like you have whales that are going to probably get access to a lot of these parcels. That being said, if you play the game theory out, maybe you can earn Ghost by getting outbid in the end. So the big piece here, looking at the map, Citadel is going to be, for the most part, free to farm resources, where outside this, as you can see in the map, outside the Citadel, there's going to be, ways to farm resources, but you're going to be at kind of the behest of the PvP mechanics. So that's why the Citadel lands are going to be so important, and why they're going to kind of probably go pretty fast for a lot of Ghost is there's going to be no kind of like PvP mechanic where you're not going to be able to yield or where you'll get it stolen. So that's going to be the aspect. So the land barons out there are going to be, going to be playing here in this auction, and I think it's going to do really well.
Yeah, I think Aavegotchi itself, it's just under the radar still. It don't get no respect, and it needs respect. I mean, from as long as it's been in the game and the evolution of it. So huge shout out to Choina and all the people in the Aavegotchi Guild, man. It's definitely come together in Ladz City, and it even looks like they got a little bit of Ladz City in that trailer we played. I mean,
ooh,
right? Maybe
a little bit of,
maybe they're part of us now. I don't know. TBD.
Yeah.
Hey, I feel like an old timer here. I got the old gray and the old beard and everything. What the hell is KEK? I see it all the time. Everybody says Kek. I don't get it. Is it an LOL? Is it a RFLOL? I don't even know, man, bro. Teach me your ways, because sometimes you hit me with the Kek, and I'm like, KEK.
Kek comes from World of Warcraft. So Kek, if you typed in LOL and you were a part of the Horde, they speak a certain dialect. So when you typed LOL in the chat box and you were an Alliance character, it read off Kek. So there's your.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Go to bed
gamers united.
Yeah.
All right. So we are actually going to move on to the next piece. This is huge, man. This is a big piece of news. We know some projects like Phantom Galaxies that are getting set to launch on Steam. While Steam came out and said no to NFTs and blockchain, while Epic Games actually came out and said the opposite. I'm going to try to find the initial tweet that came out. So we had a tweet that basically highlighted this section, and I'm going to try to find it for you guys. Yeah, here it is. So 13, why you shouldn't publish on Steam. So this is essentially their rules and guidelines. And you see, based on Steam's text and phrasing, applications built on blockchain technology that issue or allow exchange of cryptocurrencies or NFTs. And this is on Steam. They already delisted Rust, which actually broke the news, I believe. So let me see if I can't find this initial tweet. So this comes again from Age of Rust. We had them coming out saying a few minutes ago, we were notified that Steam will be kicking all blockchains off the platform, including Age of Rust, because NFTs have value. So there's a big thread that goes along here. I'll link this in the description right now. But essentially, this is what you're having with Steam right now, coming out and saying nothing that can be of value, which you actually do have that in a lot of their games. So their rules essentially go against what their model already currently exists, where you can trade USD. They're saying if it's related to NFTs or cryptocurrencies, then you cannot do this. So we'll touch on Epic Games' response here in a second, but what were your thoughts initially here, Buff, on Steam coming out and saying no to NFTs and blockchain games?
Head scratcher, trying to figure out why. What do they got behind the scenes that they're working on right now? Do they have their own kind of platform they're working on? Is it a securities issue where they are going to run into legal issues with any projects that are, selling assets for cash and that kind of aspect? There's a lot of. I haven't been able to find anything yet online that somebody's really breaking down why. But at the same time, any centralized system right now, to me, you're just on borrowed time. There's so many systems that are going to be decentralized moving forward, and Steam itself being a centralized hub for a lot of these gaming networks if they're not going to play ball like this, something's going to come out. Now Steam still is at the top, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I mean, a lot of these, I mean, Twitter is definitely doing really well because of crypto and NFTs, let's be honest. There's a lot of people who never really used Twitter, myself included, until I got into this. But yeah, for me, I'm still in the dark on why, and I would love for anybody in the chat who's come across anything or what they're thinking for. You know, Gabe is saying he's a competing, you know, payment platform, so they probably have something dialed in there looking at that model. To me, it was kind of a shocker. I mean, it came out on Friday. Phantom Galaxy is a big one we're excited about. Some of that was on Steam for the alpha release, so I'm curious to see what happens, my man.
Yeah, 100%. And competing payment platform, I mean, there's going to be competition whenever you're trying to destabilize. And you're saying it right there. You're trying to destabilize the current system. The problem is they almost have to accept it. Even though it's going to destabilize what they're currently doing, you almost have to figure out a way to accept and incorporate this new tech or this new movement, or else you're going to turn out like the taxi cab system, right? With Uber. I mean, right. You're going to try to push it off, and then you're going to get completely destabilized, and it's going to take a market share. So finding out ways to kind of work with the existing technologies is the way to go. And we actually see Tim Sweeney, who I believe, CEO and founder of Epic Games. So Epic Games, another huge publisher, another huge studio here, came out, and although they kind of reference this article saying it's not exactly open to blockchain games, it says Epic Games Store will welcome games that make use of blockchain tech, provided they follow the relevant laws, disclose their terms, and are age rated by an appropriate group. Though Epic's not using crypto in our games, we welcome innovation in the areas of tech and finance. And that's the way you have to accept it. I mean, if they should, both of these studios, I guarantee, have teams looking at this right now, and they have to figure out a way to implement and not just outright ban these things. So if we don't see an update from Steam here in like the next couple months, I'd be heavily surprised. But a lot of times that happens, right? They ban, and then they try to figure out a way that they are going to attack their strategy, and then they roll that out. So That's what I'm hoping for here, but we'll see.
Yeah, Crypto Stamina is mentioning that in Ladz City we have so many channels that have a lot of alpha, and one of them is the gaming chat channel, and Aurory broke it down in there, saying that they have their own marketplace, so they're essentially working on something similar. Like you just said, you know, even people saying that this, I'm going off a little bit of different tangent here, but China, right? No more Bitcoin. What do you got going on, China? You working on your own Bitcoin? What do you got going on there? So I think that theory with a lot of projects, why they say, nope, we're stopping this, probably because they got something they're working on their end for sure, or it's just a legal issue within their structure of how they're running it. So definitely TBD on all this.
Yeah, I don't know if the actual phrase is correct, but it's like cutting off your leg to save your foot kind of thing. I really feel like that's what they're doing. They're trying to save a little bit of a portion of what they're doing in general. In the short term, it's more of a short-term play, whereas long-term, this really, like if Steam stays on this ban, they're just going to get left behind, man. It really feels that way. So, help me with that phrase there if I got that completely wrong, but essentially this is really a short-term vision here from Steam and not taking the long-term in mind. But, all right, this is going to be a big long-term project here, and one of the best projects that's going to launch here in the next week, at least as it's related to their token, Aurory. Yeah. This is, I want to first say that we are Aurory investors, so we do have a stake in this project, but really, you know, we're taking stakes in projects that we believe in. So at the end of the day, Aurory is going to be, you know, really, really good. And we do believe that. So they're launching their IDO here. It's going to be launching October 21st at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. Love the distribution method. We'll get to that in a second, but let's roll the trailer. This is like an awesome trailer that they released about the gameplay, essentially, for the game. Yeah, so that's, I mean, if that's a fantastic trailer. I really want to let you guys know that sometimes we see that gameplay trailer and we think the game is ready to roll. Unlike Phantom Galaxies, which we can, touch on here in a second, that we can't expect Aurory out here very soon. This is a long-term kind of vision on this project, and it likely won't come out until, Q2, I'm guessing Q3 maybe next year. Kind of just guessing at this point. But that being said, trailer looks beautiful. From a NFT gaming perspective, looks good.
I can't wait to get into NFT games that really draw me in because of the game is actually awesome and not just the investment part of it, but just being a part of a game that, utilizes the asset and utility of NFTs and the whole blockchain itself. And this is one of them, man. I would play this. I totally love the visuals of it. And seeing more gameplay like this, just keep it coming. And some of these lucky lads, man. Crypto Stamina was somehow lucky enough to get minted, and Aurory, man, I'm jealous that they released some PFPs at the beginning. They sold out, and if you've been watching, their social's been blowing up. Everybody is just going to be jumping in on this sale in 2 days, so it's going to be exciting to kind of see where this, kind of sits at after the sale and what the market is dictating the worth of all this.
Yeah, we'll touch on this distribution method now because that's essentially going to dictate where the price ends up. So this is going to happen on October 21st, Thursday. There's going to be 7 million tokens, so about 7% of the total supply. Circulating supply going to be around 11 million. Guys, the way this is going to work is you're going to be able to deposit USDC into a contract. The price of Aurory token will then adjust based on the amount of USDC deposited. So if people withdraw, the price likely will go down. People continue to deposit, the price will likely go up. And then there will be phases where you'll be able to redeem the actual purchase tokens to your wallet. This is going to be on Solana, so you'll need USDC on Solana. And this is just a great way to actually do this, right? So you have an initial distribution of a large percentage of your tokens going to the community. You have kind of a I wouldn't say complex auction process, but it's not your typical auction process where you have maybe some people get priced out or the price doesn't reflect demand. You actually have a really, well put together IDO here, and it's going to be happening this Thursday. So, interested in this token, man. Obviously, like I said, we are investors, but I like what they were able to do here. And Buff, I'm going to hop off the screen here for a second, for 30 seconds while you give your take, but I'll be right back.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, you mean backpack? Okay, yeah. Hey, so yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a huge fan of this. I know Kagion, we do a show on Thursdays called NFT Arcade, and when I showed him, by the way, here's a look at Ladz City and the NFT Arcade. If you could ever see the speeder bike in the parking lot, that means Kagion is in the arcade right now, getting ready for Thursday's episode. We're going to be breaking down the whole IDO launch, what the Aurory project's goals are, what Kagi thinks of the gaming model of it, and we've been getting some questions about people asking, are you guys invested in Chicken Derby? Yes, we definitely are invested, and we have been partnering with Chicken Derby. Kagion is a huge fan of the chickens, and I know Q is as well. So yeah, we're a big fan of that, and we're waiting for, I know they're going to have Metaverse, they're going to have racing soon, of course, with that model. But yeah, Aurory, we're going to be breaking down some more in depth on Thursday for anybody here who's liking what we're talking about here. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Hey, listen, this is showbiz, but they actually went into, kind of describe this, but I'll let Kagi kind of touch on it on Thursday as well. They could have done a lot of different models, right? We've seen whitelisting, we've seen, because they have their NFT, that they could have said, hey, if you own the NFT, you get a certain percentage, or you get whitelisted there for the IDO. But they went completely fair, in my opinion, with this IDO distribution. I think it's a good way to get this project started. They had the good NFT sale on Solana. People got involved. There's good volume, but at the same time, if you have a bad token launch, we saw with YGG, that can really have a negative effect on community sentiment, where like 16 people got all the tokens in the community sale. Yeah. It's like, no, we'll see how it plays out. But in my opinion, really good IDO here.
I love it too. Yeah, because they realized they've released their PFP NFT. Not everybody was able to buy those. They all sold out. So what do a lot of projects do? Well, they take those NFT holders and say, all right, now you guys are going to be the first to get access to the token as well. That just makes it even smaller of a group that has access to it. And that model just kind of upsets the bigger community of people who aren't even, holding anything yet. So I think to really diversify the holdings of people that really want to be a part of this, I think this model works really well. And I think this team is impressing me more and more when I see them moving forward in their timeline. And I love 100%. The color scheme, man. I love the color scheme. And I know we're even seeing people that loving the crystals and the sound effects on that video, man. I'm getting excited for it.
Lucy Drop is saying the game would be ready to play in 2 months for everyone, and you will be able to earn the Aurory token PvP in 2022 Q2. So good update there. Obviously, take that for what it's worth. I have Lucy, thank you for dropping that information, but definitely, guys, do your own research. Not investment advice on the channel, of course, but got a lot of great info. Carlos is asking if we're investing in Chicken Derby. Of course, man. We got those goddamn chickens in our wallets. We're following that. Pegaxy is a cool drop that we'll get to here in a second, but I want to kind of stay true to our board here as we move on down. Ballerz, a quick update here. If you're on Flow or if you're not on Flow and want to get involved, this is going to be a pretty big PFP project. NFT Genius is the team behind Bitcoin Origins. There's a couple other projects that NFT Genius is behind. Jeremy Bourne over at that project, NFT Genius, and that studio is phenomenal. Everything he does, I think, turns to gold. It really is an Animoca-like feeling that I get from NFT Genius. Ballerz is launching relatively shortly, so dropping on 11.5 on the Flow blockchain. Ballerz XYZ. I actually haven't even been to the website yet. There were some that were minted and done in some type of like Flow Fest pack giveaway, but you'll see the rest of these generative basketball NFTs show up. Buff, there's also NBA Top Shot here on the Flow blockchain. So I wonder if there isn't some synergy here that we'll see from Ballerz and NFT Top Shot or an NBA Top Shot.
No doubt, man. Did you get any NFT Top Shot packs?
What, like back in the day?
Back in the day, man.
NBA Top Shot? Yeah. We were all over that, man. We got video in the archives of us like reacting to dunks and all that stuff. Yeah, we're NBA Top Shot fans.
Are you still holding any?
Yeah, long-term bag holder.
My man, I'm learning from you every day, sir. Teach me your ways.
Yeah, you should probably sell at the top. That's what I'll say about that. The next piece, if you do own Vogus, I think we have a really cool update here from them, or a trailer, kind of a hype trailer around these Vogu Mutts that you're going to be able to actually claim if you have Vogus. You'll likely see some updates from the team, but let's play that trailer and we'll kind of go into that. All right, you're back to our faces. Welcome to awesome trailers and then a follow-up of our face brought to you by NFT Live. So we have the announcement here from the Vogu. Attention citizens, Mutts claim window is now live for the next 7 days. So again, if you do own a Vogu that hasn't already been claimed or hasn't already claimed the Mutt, then you essentially can go in and the reveal will be shortly thereafter. So yeah, wanted to give a big shout out to the Vogu collective there. Since we had them on NFT Live, I think they've been an amazing project to follow. Art's cool, vibe's cool. So wanted to give a shout out there to Vogu.
Yeah, Vogu is definitely a really good project that I'm FOMOing, bro. FOMOing hard on it.
So let's make our way from the FOMO to a little bit of the FTX here, marketplace. This is big for one project and one project only. It's Solana. So FTX is obviously one of the most successful crypto companies in the world. Sam Bankman-Fried, who is the founder, is one of the richest men in the world. He's just absolutely getting after it there with FTX. They acquired Blockfolio. The fact that they're launching an NFT marketplace, it's like Coinbase launching an NFT marketplace. It brings the NFT space forward. They have way more funds. Their team is likely going to be very large. just good for everybody involved. But if you do own Solana NFTs, this is essentially going to be like your own OpenSea, right? Your own big ass marketplace, not by some small indie team, but by a team that's going to do it right. So yeah, FTX on the heels of Coinbase saying, hey, we're getting in NFTs, FTX says the same thing. We want that volume, baby.
Yeah, man, Solana is definitely getting some momentum going. And we were talking before the show, you're talking about another OpenSea, but on Solana blockchain. And I was sitting there asking you, is there a blockfolio for your NFT holdings? So if you own all these different NFTs, you could input them into that app, put where you bought in, where the floor price is, where the percentage of profit or loss is at that time. I haven't found anything yet. So if anybody listening right now knows of an app or something out there where I can plug in all of my turd NFTs that I want to sell, but I just need to track a little bit and put them all together instead of checking, dude, I check like 20 different OpenSea, front pages all the time to get the floor price. And it's amateur over here in Buffaloville. I need some help from the Ladz and Nifty Q right now, man. What do you got? You got anything, any recommendations?
I would recommend that OpenSea get on top of that. I mean,
right.
let's get some feature updates. I know you guys are working hard, but again, this is a thing that can be done by FTX. FTX owns Blockfolio. Why don't they make an NFT, portfolio tracker? It's something that you will see all of these big companies start to do. I wonder if Coinbase will get involved in that.
Right.
We'll see where people start taking their APIs from. But yeah. Easy and Crypto saying, everyone going to be making an NFT platform soon. That is correct. That is going to be the case. So yeah, if you do have any portfolio tracking for NFTs, let us know, and we'll show that here on the channel. All right, we're going to hit Pegaxy. So this looks like a Zed-Run competitor. It's going to be on Polygon. Our man Kagiyan was actually covering this a little while ago, but we have an NFT sale that is going to start on the 25th. There's going to be a token sale for this, PGX token sale, on November 5th. So again, not investment advice, do your own research. There's a lot going on here with this project. You got to be a little bit wary, right? When you see kind of like almost exact replicas of these projects, like a Zed-Run here on another chain. I mentioned it's on Polygon, so you kind of get a look here at how the horse races will look. Not saying that there's anything wrong with the project whatsoever. The horses look amazing. The sale's upcoming. But yeah, just another project that we're looking at. I think, do we have a video buff, an asset for this? Yeah, we see the assets there. That is one of the horse here that you're going to be able to, have as an asset that's going to be available here in the NFT sale launching on the 25th.
Easy boy.
We will. I love those comments, man. IDO price is going to be 2 cents. There will be a whitelist for the IDO. Just kind of all the information here as it's related to this project. We've seen this model, this racing model, do well with Chicken Derby, do well with Zed-Run, and that's what we're going to kind of follow here. So we'll see. It's another play to earn mechanic here on the Polygon blockchain, and we'll be following it shortly. But I'm sure Kagiyan will be covering this project as well on Thursday, more in depth.
No doubt. And he also will be covering Chicken Derby, and they've been releasing some gameplay footage. So on Thursday's NFT Arcade, we are definitely going to go down the rabbit hole on a lot of these projects and where they're at. And I don't know if y'all been seeing Rage Cage lately. He's looking a little different. I think he ran into a portal and he went back to the future or back to the past, or I don't know, man. I'm going to have to ask him what his secret is. I'm thinking of dyeing my beard and the rest of my hair blonde.
Yellow?
Yeah, I want to turn into Kagi, turn into Buffalo.
That is an extreme height differential that's going to be changing. That's like a Halloween costume, I feel like, if you guys like dressed up as each other.
That's good. That's good. Right. I like that. Hey, we actually got some answers in the comment section. Nick Swervis and a couple others have been dropping moment ranks, I guess is moment ranks. Moment ranks. Get back to first grade. Moment ranks apparently is an app that you can do a new wallet feature of, I guess, NFTs. So we have to look into that one. Appreciate that, guys.
Awesome. All right, here's what we're doing for the remainder of the episode. We have Doodles, we have Whale, and then Galaxy Fight Club. Doodles, Buffalo, I don't know what we were doing, but we missed out on this one. I think the floor is about 10x here, around 0.82. It was a project that was in reference to or associated with Buy Burnt Toast, Evan Keast, and Poopy Cat, one of which, this is my life, one of which is related to Dapper Labs and CryptoKitties. Like the art, there's some video here that we can roll as well, but I love the animations. You can see here in real life how this kind of looks. But you can see here's the assets. I just love the animation here that you get from this creative artwork. So we'll run the trailer if we can, and then we'll kind of come back and look at the floor and look at the volume activity here. Doodles, and here's our face again. All right, and so again, here's the founders here: Evan, Burnt Toast, Poopy Cat. But Burnt Toast, you can see, has been an illustrator, animator for WhatsApp, Google, and Snapchat, and then Evan Keast has actually been involved in Dapper Labs and CryptoKitties. So, as far as teams are concerned, I mean, if you're looking to get into projects, I don't know how we missed this one, Buff. I'm sure it was dropped in Ladz City, but yeah, Doodles doing super well. Seems to be, I believe, 10x at this point. So yeah, shout out to them. I like the artwork, man. That's a little cliche in the NFT space when it comes to kind of like talking about that stuff, but the fact that they went very cartoonish vibe and they have this like really creative kind of like background here and like environment for their doodles, I think it's cool from an artwork perspective.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, Zeneca, I've been following him on Twitter every time he tweets, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, we're going to be talking about the market here as we wrap up the show, but man, I've stepped away from buying NFTs just where everything is at. So I heard about this, but I was like, man, I've been hearing about so many others that even getting in on the original mint or being in the whitelist, and I'm in the red is like, come on. So for me, I've taken a step back and said, all right, I'm going to kind of watch and see unless there's a project that just completely blows my mind. But shout out to Doodles for breaking through right now. There's a lot of NFT projects aren't doing so well as the Ethereum price is starting to climb, and a lot of projects just being pumped and then dumped a little bit, man. My poor toads. Don't get me started.
Cryptoads. All right, Choin is saying public sale pushed gas to 6,500. So it might not be a 10x for a lot of people that got in on that original mint. So we need to get some stats from that sale other than the actual gas, because that pushes your initial kind of entry point up, of course. We will get to the remainder of the episode here. We're going to fly through the next two announcements. This is an update from Whale. So Whale, a social token community that's been around in the NFT space for a long time. They're one of the OG NFT communities out there. Whale, of course, Whale Shark, of course, one of the biggest collectors of NFTs. So this announcement doesn't have too much info. It's kind of a teaser trailer, but we'll play that and then kind of just show you what the updates are from the Whale community. All right, trailer, and welcome back to our face. Round 10, Whale community launching that trailer there, working with 16 different artists. Buff, that looked like kind of like a comic book vibe. I know Whale was kind of playing that close to the vest, but it looks like almost like a comic series.
Yeah, I could see them creating a comic series. I mean, Whale is something from the get-go when we launched Ladz. Like, they were right there with us on... what's the one? Roll. I mean, geez, I already forgot where we're hosted our Ladz token. But yeah, Roll and Whale was one of the big ones there, and they've been kind of quiet. So this is nice to see them coming out with some announcements.
Yeah, for sure. They had that Sotheby's piece as well that they recently came out with. But yeah, this is a pretty large announcement from Whale, and we'll continue to follow them. Of course, they're an adjacent social token community, so Yeah, obviously we don't have the answer here, but it does look like some type of Easy and Crypto saying looks like a comic or show. So we'll get more info behind the scenes, possibly coming soon though. Boom, 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 boom. All right, last piece here. I wanted to run this earlier in the episode, but I just didn't have the comic genius to pull it off. So we're gonna run Galaxy Fight Club here. Buff didn't think I had it in me, so we're gonna run this trailer. Really funny first like 5 seconds of this trailer, but Galaxy Fight Club is doing some really cool things with interoperable play to earn aspects and like bringing your NFTs to life. So let's watch it.
Do you ever just scroll through OpenSea, looking at your CryptoPunk, Bored Ape, or Cool Cats, just looking at them and wondering what else you could do with them? What if I told you could log in with your favorite NFTs and battle with other owners to win Ether? Every NFT project is a Lego brick waiting to be connected to others, and Galaxy Fight Club is the Lego builder. We are integrating PFP projects like Apes, Deadheads, and Ametas with weapons and gear projects like Loot Adventure Gear to create the first cross-IP PvP game platform in the NFT universe. In this universe, the year is 2049, 4 years after Ready Player One. All the best fighters from all different races or collections travel from across the galaxy to the planet Luna 8, one of the least regulated planets throughout the galaxy, to battle each other for a great prize. Pick your fighter and equip the most powerful weapon you can get your hands on. Go, Galaxy Fighters. Find your friends to form your team and come try your hand at our 3 versus 3 tournaments and win up to 2 ETH per week.
Got a Star Wars vibe here, huh?
Yeah, I think they hired that orchestra for this specifically.
Yo, we got about 10 seconds left on this one. The gameplay, I mean, it's gotten better from what I saw before.
The bar is so low. Dude, I love the interoperable nature. I'm just laughing because the bar is...
Yeah.
That looks like a mobile game. I mean,
Yeah.
It could be mobile. But we're like, oh my god. Next otherworldly shit.
No way, you can move left and right, and forward and back. Oh my god, think of the possibilities.
Yeah, I've got it up on my screen here as well. Some updates from like interface within the game. Kaggy's covered this a bunch. I mean, he's definitely one of the channels you have to follow. If you don't know Kaggy and you're following this channel, I don't know how that's happened. But basically, it might be his Trump tweets. Maybe that's why you don't follow him. We've got a lot of updates here from Galaxy Flight Club. One that they actually recently deleted, right? So they had some gamification aspects. So as you can see, I had this up on the dashboard, but the tweet was initially deleted by the author. It was like a visual that showed basically that the first portion, the one-on-one with no rewards, as they say here, can play this mode. So they would want to keep everybody out, but essentially the 1v1 with rewards and then the 3v3. So like people that want to play some type of battle royale 3v3, which I think would be the most fun. Obviously, you could play with friends against other people. You're actually going to have to own NFTs related to Galaxy Fight Club. So we'll continue to monitor this. They're going to like basically have that type of gating. There's also going to be a coin. I tried to find G-Coin. Let me know, guys, if that actually exists yet, if it's launched yet. But there's going to be availabilities to basically battle with your different NFT, whether it be Bored Ape, Cool Cats, all of these CryptoPunks. And then you're going to be able to earn ETH. You're going to be able to earn G-Coin, maybe other NFTs. But as it's related to, I think it's a cool vision to have interoperable NFTs and be able to kind of mix them together. That's a vision we've always had for Ladz City, Buff.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. And I think from the get-go, that was the intriguing part of this project. Kaggy definitely shilling it and bringing it to my attention on NFT Arcade. I really liked it. I'll be honest, when I first saw it, I really wish they didn't release any of their early versions of the gameplay, because when I saw that, I was like, oh dear God. So it's gotten way better. The model with the G coin and everything as well, and all the other projects that are allowing their PFPs to be involved, is just going to be one of those arcade styles where you can keep plugging in new projects in there. So it's definitely a good model for sure.
100%, man. Yeah, the first model was like a 2D, almost like Super Mario vibe.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting that they've been able to like come that far in a short amount of time. But guys, we're at near the end of the episode. The last discussion really is going to be about the market and the NFT market. Want to get your guys' take. Chonin actually has a good reference here that we can talk about, because BTC is heading towards all-time highs. It's sitting at 64 kek, if you will. Probably nothing, Chonis says.
It's gotten so bad you froze.
Yeah, it got so high that I turned on my free settings. But anyways, man, like there is an aspect of this where the fungible token market is pumping, the altcoin market's pumping, Bitcoin's pumping. Maybe that's leading people to rotate into NFTs. That's like a constant narrative. But want to get your take, want to get everybody in chat's take on the NFT market right now before we head out of here.
Yeah, I had a nice conversation with my uncle, your uncle, our neighborhood uncle, fun uncle. And last night he was talking about, looking, I mean, he's not too heavy in NFTs yet, but he has been studying the markets and watching, where altcoins are going. And he says he kind of looks at the NFT space as almost an alt kind of section as well of altcoins that are going to be drained when the main coins go up, and then pumped when the profits are taken from Bitcoin and Ethereum as they come up and hit all-time highs. So as you can see, it's being drained a lot right now with a lot of these projects. The ETH ratio, at least, for the floor price of a lot of these projects have been holding. I don't know how's Bored Apes holding up in this sense too, because I've seen a lot of projects slowly draining in as people are starting to pile their bags full of ETH with this run. It's interesting to see how some of these, blue chip NFTs are holding up during this.
Yeah, I think the floor price is around 38 ETH, so it's holding. I mean, this is more on the volume, so it's not showing floor prices. But I just wanted to zoom out to like a 30-day timeline. So we see Art Blocks down 70% volume, CryptoPunks, which isn't out of the ordinary to see that because it's so low, the buyers and transactions, but down 70%. Bored Ape Yacht Club down 75% on the volume. Again, with the more blue chip projects that are like 40 ETH and up, you're going to see that volume probably decrease because there's not as much, sellers. But at the same time, that's, if there's interest in the project, you should see big buyers coming in and buying, and not leading to this huge dump like you see with 75%, 30%, Mutant Apes down 84%. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the story that we're kind of following right now. Where are we headed in the NFT space, man?
Yeah, it's definitely uncharted territory with the sense of how much NFTs have gained traction over the last 8 to 12 months. And now with this rise, it feels like a 2017 timeline as well, where Bitcoin and Ethereum did that run up at the end of the year and the beginning of the year and came back down. So it's kind of curious to see where a lot of this goes. DAOs are definitely gaining traction as well. There's a lot of DAOs popping up right now, running into security issues too with DAO derivative projects. So there's a lot of innovation that's trying to get pushed through. And it's this curious timeline right now with where the markets are going to go and how that's going to affect a lot of these NFT projects and gaming projects as well. So, I mean, just strap in, man. It's just going to get crazier.
I find it really interesting that we found ourselves in this like really mini bubble phase with the fungible tokens. That was like a 2-week, 3-week window where those really started to pop off, right? Mm-hmm. There was a little bit of this, like in my opinion, like more greed kind of went into that aspect where people were trying to ape in to a project just to get the yield from those NFTs, as opposed to just holding the collectible, maybe seeing the floor rise and things like this. People were actually aping into NFTs to get some type of fungible token. And I'm just wondering if maybe, that kind of environment led to people pulling back and maybe, led us to where we are right now.
Yeah, I think these blue chip projects like Bored Ape setting that standard, Punks, of course, being at this legendary standard, and then CyberKongs, with the banana token has really put a lot of people in the mindset like, this is the next CyberKongs. I've heard that so many times. And a lot of these projects, they're nowhere near CyberKongs in that development or even in that valuation. So it's just a lot of people thinking that's the next one and chasing that chance, that lottery ticket of hitting it big.
Yeah, CyberKongs did a great job with VX, with launching their next project where they're going to have those assets in the sandbox. So, yeah, they're doing a bunch of stuff. Marty McFly's commenting, Coinbase will save us. This is an interesting point in what Coinbase NFT, the NFT marketplace for Coinbase is going to do.
Yeah.
I've seen some takes that I kind of believe in, that Coinbase doesn't deal with a lot of whales, essentially. You know, when you're getting up to that, 0.8 even ETH, that's a lot of people's like whole portfolio, on Coinbase. They're dealing with the long tail of 1 million people, or probably more than that are trading, thousands of dollars, $1,000, $2,000. I know people that have Coinbase wallets and they're trading $500, things like this. That's not necessarily the people that are going to push the NFT marketplace up in the way that it is right now.
That's a good point. But it definitely will bring on new people that get introduced to NFTs for the first time, which a lot of people who bought Bitcoin or Ethereum for the first time was through Coinbase, or just getting money through your original bank account into the crypto markets, into your onboarding process. So a lot of people, they still can't grasp OpenSea or MetaMask or any of that stuff outside of the traditional. So it will bring some people in. But like you said, those aren't the big timers, the people that are in this space, but they could be. Every minnow could be a whale at some point. Give them time, man. Give them time. A mortgage house.
Yeah, that's what they need.
Yeah.
Mortgage service on Coinbase.
Oh, God, no.
I could see it. So this is what we're seeing. So Marty McFly is saying maybe NFT NYC can get it pumping. That is an interesting take. We'll see what that conference hype will do. Easy and Crypto saying, while my diamond hands don't really listen to NFT FUD, there's bound to be a roller coaster peaks and valleys. Really, I mean, that's a solid take. That's, in general, I think most people that believe in this long term think that there was always going to be some, really high euphoria moments and then really kind of low points where things weren't going very well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're definitely starting to have a pullback here, but I think it's a healthy pullback in the long term, a lot of these projects. And I remember, I think it was in July or August, I was taking a look at the timeline of the new PFP projects, and it's just a copy paste of the same just a different animal by a little bit. And I'm like, there's no originality. And I think in this kind of pullback, what projects do pump in this type of season and atmosphere have to have originality, have to have something that hasn't been done yet, have to be coming from people that are doxed, and there's trust in that too. So I'm really liking, that aspect of this kind of pullback, that's going to kind of push people to be like, you can't just copy paste right now. You got to do something different or people aren't going to buy that crap.
Yeah. I'm really touching on this fungible token yield, man, because I think it was just to me, the fact that we're in this portion of the market right now, and that was the tail end of this last big pump, I think it's related. I really do. I think that there is going to be really cool use cases where you're meshing DeFi and NFTs, but really, in my opinion, like, there was a reason why those two are related. So I think people were aping into projects not for the NFTs themselves, but for a fungible token, and that leads to more volatility that we see. So Choin is saying gaming should keep it propped. There'll always be gamers. That's I think, great point there. I think gaming, when Illuvium comes out, we had a viewer ask about our opinions on Star Atlas. So I'll let you make your opinion on Star Atlas here in a sec, but like, that is going to long term be a good thing for the NFT space. We're in that small little valley that we see there with NFTs, and gaming might bring us out of it, honestly.
It's one of those, gaming is going to blow our minds with the onboarding process. It's not going to be that hard for a lot of gamers to see the value of their assets in the game that they can now hold and trade when the markets are easy to use. And then also Metaverse, it's still coming. It's still another level of where everything is at. I mean, we're over a year and a half now, man. It's getting a little crazy with a lot of these investments that we've made into land and kind of waiting for Sandbox. And that's what I love about Crypto Voxels and the Metaverse party, is it keeps reminding me, like, this is only going to get bigger. More people are going to, like, really embrace this as it grows and stuff. So we actually have some Phantom Galaxy stuff if we want to throw that up real quick. We have been talking about gaming. Phantom Galaxy has been dropping some new stuff, and we can roll that right now if you're down.
Yeah, let's hit Phantom Galaxies, and then we'll hop out of here shortly.
Now, would you play this game?
I have played the game.
Oh, you have. That's right. And where'd you play it?
On Steam.
Oh, can you
Shout
play
out
it
Steam.
Womp, womp, womp.
So this is actual gameplay. I mean, I was in the environments. I was in this, what you're seeing right now, even though my computer is a potato and we couldn't show it here, I was able to go in and play this. So yeah, already built game implementing NFTs. I love that mecha and ship switch that they do. I love that.
That's going to be, I'm seeing a trend too of polished, already done video games that are going to embrace an NFT blockchain kind of framework as they launch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this looks fun. Like you're saying, this buff, it might get you dizzy. I can see that. Oh, missile approach! Evasive maneuvers! Do a barrel roll! Yeah, man. I'm a fan. This looks great. Now the question is what happens, though? Where's this going to get launched on? What's Animoca going to do with this?
Yeah, we will be following this to see what Animoca does with the Steam announcement. But really, to tie this in with Star Atlas as well, and likely what you'll be able to do. So I love this like ground atmosphere where you're able to like play on the ground. But I like Star Atlas because you don't necessarily need to be a fighter. I like the metaverse aspect where you'll be able to be a freight line manager, or you'll be able to contribute to the economy in different ways and not just go in there and play a shooter, right? Like that I think is going to be really, I know Phantom Galaxies will have that as well, where you'll be able to do other things within the game and be able to kind of participate in a play to earn environment there. So yeah, I'm super stoked on all things Star Atlas, all things Phantom Galaxies.
Yeah,
you guys made a great point. Gaming, I think, will be this next run up for the NFT space.
No doubt, and it's just a level of patience though with each project that you get in. Star Atlas is massive. They're very ambitious, and it's not going to happen overnight. But some projects like Phantom Galaxies, it's already done. They're of course going to jump in line ahead of Star Atlas to try to get out something for users to play. Towards the end of this next quarter and the beginning of the year. So I mean, that's definitely something to set that kind of standard for a AAA game, right? A game that's like, dude, this is amazing, and then throw NFTs and blockchain in there, and it's like, okay, this is gonna change some lives here. And I love the open world stuff, like you're saying too, where you don't have to be a fighter. You can build a hotel and be a hotel manager and have people come on in or whatnot in those open worlds. Yep. I love that style for sure.
I think you touched on changing lives there for a second. I'll just cap it off with this, man. Like, Axie Infinity has changed the lives of people in third world countries, specifically the Philippines, right? What happens when there's such a huge wealth transfer there with people that are living in third world countries whenever the next Axie Infinity comes out? Like, there's so many different like aspects and features involved here, but it's just crazy to me that there's going to be another Axie Infinity out there and another opportunity, and people already have this mindset now. It's not, oh, maybe that'll work. It's, well, let's create the next Axie Infinity, and then all of these new millionaires or new people just will be able to change their lives through NFT gaming. But there's a sinister side to that too, which we've touched on multiple times. You asked the question, how do you manage an NFT game where people are just trying to yield? They're not playing. They're just, bot farming and all these different things. You've touched on that a lot.
Yeah, where it's not even a game anymore. It's a livelihood. And if the market goes down, your livelihood goes down. If suddenly they change the percentage that you can yield from SLP token or whatever, a lot of that dictates for people that are using that as their primary source of income. It's very dangerous for long term. In the short term, there's perks for sure. It could be life changing in a lot of different countries, but long term, it's definitely one you have to check yourself on. And I'm curious to see for a lot of people who jumped into Axie and had those life changing kind of amounts coming in. Like, where are they at still with that? Where's that yield percentage at with the more population of people getting in those games? So it's curious to see long term how that plays out. But there's another Axie around the corner. I remember talking to Kagi about it. He's like, no, there'll never be another Axie. And I was like, well, yeah, there's not gonna be like Axie 0.2 or something, but there's gonna be another project that's gonna take what Axie's done and try to one up it or try to go to the next level. The same way Bitcoin was open source and all these other projects and people that could develop projects on the blockchain looked at Bitcoin and said, oh, damn, okay. And then boom, look what we got now, Litecoin, Ethereum, all these other projects popping up after that. So
I think it's safe to say that there's always something that is next. You know, there rarely does it work out where someone's saying there'll never be another one of these, right? If Ethereum didn't exist past Bitcoin, we wouldn't have a lot of the projects that we're seeing today. So really excited for everything that's being built in the NFT space. You guys stayed the entire time.
Don't know how we do it. Over 90 minutes again, man. I was like, man, this is gonna be a quick show. I got feeling for Rona. We're gonna make this work. And I'm like, oh, we got an hour and 35 minutes. And I got one more I'm gonna roll for you right now. Y'all heard Q, and he wasn't saying a potty mouth. He was talking about crypto dick butts, and he wasn't here on Friday. And as you all know, I'm a huge fan of cryptodes. They may be dropping down, but they are still in my mind way up there. I'm a huge fan of them.
Are we rolling out with this?
We're going to play one last video. We're going to come back after this so we can all see Q's face. But this is the origin story of cryptodes and crypto dick butts.
Hide your kids.
Get out of here. I'm all alone. Cryptodes and crypto dick butts, a family story.
There and back again. God, Buff.
I had to play it for you, man.
Guys, yeah. Listen, you're going to get everything here on NFT Live. So appreciate you sticking with us till the end. That is one of the greatest stories ever told, the Crypto Dick Butts origin story. So you're really only getting the good shit here at the end.
That's right. And if you loved what you heard today and you want to hear more of my sexy voice, all you got to do is come on back into Ladz City, because Ladz City Radio is going to be live here in about 3 hours, actually 2.5. We're playing a lot of music, going to be breaking down more of what we talked about here on NFT Live. We're going to break down what's going on tomorrow, Wednesday, here in the city. Along with Thursday, we've got Easy Street, along with another episode of NFT Arcade, hosted by Kagiana, directed by yours truly, Crypto Buffalo. Q, what another day, man. Great NFT Live. Let's do it again on Friday. How about it?
I'm 100% down for that. If you hold any Metaverse and you need someone to talk to about it, just DM me. I'm commiserating with you guys. We'll see where the NFT market goes from here, but excited to bring you these each week. Shout out to the Ladz in Ladz City. Our vibe, our tribe. Later, guys.